How many of you are fans of Dragon Age? Man, what a great game. I'm a big fan. Love the game. The new one's garbage, and I will not be buying it. Why? You may have seen the story going around. It's quite fun. They have a 2-minute-long cutscene on when you misgender someone. I kid you not. It is the most insane thing to put in a video game. If you want to make the point, fine, go ahead. But by jamming a 2-minute cutscene into this game, they're basically saying, welcome to Woke University. This is not a game for you to have fun. It's a weird cult-like endeavor to indoctrinate you. Bounding into Comics says, let's be honest. When it comes to contemporary media criticism, many audiences on all sides of the spectrum, sometimes for good reason, and sometimes without, have found themselves primed to swiftly and harshly react to any story, character, or idea that they dislike, often decrying them as anything from cringe to outright insulting. However, it should be made expressly clear that in the case of Dragon Age the Veilguard, the deluge of criticism being leveled towards the game's narrative are not the result of this hyperbolic culture, but rather a genuine response to the egregiously on-the-nose nature of BioWare's writing. And perhaps no other scene in the Veilguard embodies the game's ham-fisted writing than a scene in which the player character, known in the game as the Inquisitor, finds themselves wrapped up in a lecture regarding misgendering. Maker's panties, she exclaims. We have this tweet. Oh boy. This is NIB tweeting. I think Dragon Age the Veilguard could be a great game and won't judge its entire story spanning dozens of hours and thousands of lines of dialogue on a handful of non-integral scenes. That said, this one for sure felt kind of preachy, inorganic, and cringe, akin to a lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I curse your ears with modern get woke, go broke video game garbage.
Pounding that snake's nose, she's still holding the ruby in her other hand. Maker's panties, I was so proud.
Oh,
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
What are you doing?
Pulling a barve.
Oh, okay.
a barve?
Tradition in the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, Barve. Good guy, but like most of us, his plans went sideways a lot. Bad blood among your crew's not good for morale, but there's not always time for big, drawn-out apologies. So, when one of us screws up and we know we've screwed up, we do a quick 10 to put it right. Pulling a barve.
There's more. But there are some options. I want to read you the dialogue options.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. So now you can say, Isabel says, there we go. And then you can say, maybe we should use it. Self-improvement and exercise. You good, Tosh, or more? They choose more. And then that's very open-minded. And why not just apologize? Where's the shut the F up, you lunatic option?
I'm glad the Lords of Fortune have Tash's back.
Oh, Tash isn't the first non-binary member of the Lords.
Really?
It was a little before your time, but Horlicks was one of ours.
Huh.
Bastard looked better than I did in a dress or pants. And out of them, too.
Now you can say self-improvement and exercise. He's going for more. And why not just apologize?
Any reason you can't just apologize?
Sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But they just want to get the whole thing over with. Trust me, I know. But pulling a barve, you sweat a little. Makes you think about it a little more. Shows the other person you mean it.
What if they mean it when they say they're sorry, though?
And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, you know, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better.
Oh, okay, yes, some people might do that.
Pulling a barve puts it on the person who screwed up. They made the mess, they fix it, done.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got to pull a barve. Pull a barve. Dude, you and I may find this silly and funny and laugh about it. But what's going to happen is some parent is going to buy this for their kids, and their kids will adopt this behavior. So I tell you now, do not buy this game. Do not let your kids play it. Look, there's going to be a bunch of stuff like this. The absurdities of far-left ideology injected into popular culture where you don't expect it. And if you're buying video games for your kids and you don't know what's in those games, this is what they're getting. You know, my friends, I was watching Captain America yesterday, and man, I recommend you watch Captain America, the First Avenger. I know, superhero movies. I recommend you show your kids that movie and you explain to them why that movie's awesome. I'm going to tell you. You see, in this video game, pulling a barve, they're injecting ideology to teach your kids things when you're not looking. We as adults would play the game and say, that's dumb, skip, I just want to play the game. I don't even want to play the game now. And the last Dragon Age was awesome. I ain't playing this one. Captain America. I've long praised it, but I think people on the right and who support, meritocracy and sanity don't often support things that are good. They only attack things that are bad. And that's why I'm saying this now. This game looks like trash just because of this cutscene. I don't care if the rest of the game's got great mechanics. I ain't doing it. Now, I know in the last game, I think you could do like gay relationships and stuff, but I don't really care about that. That's different. That's just like the characters interact with each other. But Captain America is about a scrawny young guy who lies 5 times to try and enlist to serve his country. And there is a very great scene. So he goes to a festival with Bucky Barnes, Steve Rogers does, and he's this scrawny, weak, frail guy of good spirit. He refuses to back down. And when he's there, Dr. Erskine sees him talking to Bucky, and he says, don't win the war without me. Steve Rogers then goes to the medical room to get his exam for the 5th time where he's lying. And they say, someone comes in, whispers to the doctor. He says, stay right here. And he's like, uh-oh, he's caught. Military police comes in, stands there, and he's like, oh, geez. The German scientist walks in, and he's got the super soldier program, and all that stuff. But he just walks in, and he says, why are you doing this, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, so you want to kill Nazis? And he's like, what? Then he asks him some questions, and he goes, but you never answered my first question. Do you want to kill Nazis? And Steve Rogers goes, I don't want to kill anyone. I just don't like bullies, wherever they are. And that's such an important piece of that movie. It's a movie about a young man. He doesn't want to kill people. He wants to stop the war. He wants to win. He wants to stop the bullies. He believes in his country. He will fight for his country. He trusts his country. He is a man of good honor and integrity and will, but he is frail and weak and asthmatic. And then he becomes a super soldier. And so I look at this and I'm just thinking, you've got science with reckless abandon. The bad guys just largely represent the left, progress for the sake of progress, even if it scars your own face and rips it off. He thinks he's beautiful and all this stuff. And then you have an American soldier trying to fight for his country, embodying, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. I don't believe in blind patriotism, which is why I think the Captain America arc was so good. First, second, and third movies. The second movie is when he realizes there's corruption within the government and he opposes it and fights back. And the third is when they try to get him to sign paperwork to sign over his rights and he refuses and Civil War. It's not so much on the same track. But look at this. Pulling a barve, she explains. Traditions and the Lords of Fortune from one of our old members, blah, blah, blah. Admittedly, while the dialogue up to this point is definitely rough, it does not cross over into full abject preaching and lecturing territory. However, that all changes after the Inquisitor proceeds to ask Isabella, after watching her complete her push-ups, is there any reason you can't just apologize? Nearly breaking the fourth wall with the response is sometimes people say, oops, sorry, and hope that fixes it. But pulling a barve, you sweat a little. Yo, I gotta tell you, if anybody starts dropping and doing push-ups in front of me like that, I'm gonna be like, dude, stop, you're weird. Met with genuine ask from Balara, what if they mean it when they say they're sorry? And then she, proceeds to turn and give her answer, not to her elf companion, but to the player directly. And that's the other reason. Some people mess up and get all dramatic. They make it about them. Oh, I didn't mean it right. I'd never do that on purpose. They feel so bad about it that it's on everyone else to smooth it over and make them feel better. Pulling a barve puts it on the person who screwed up, she concludes. They made the mess. They fix it. Done. Your game is stupid. I will not play it. You deserve to have this game bomb and fail, but unfortunately, people are still going to buy it and give it to their kids. BioWare, real masterclass in subtle, bravo BioWare, real masterclass in subtle writing and natural diversity have made here. This is exactly what players have been clamoring for en masse, and really, and certainly isn't representative of what people mean when they say no lecturing and entertainment, A+. For those interested for some reason in personally checking out the depths of the game's script themselves, Dragon Age: The Veilguard is on shelves tomorrow. Don't buy it. If you already did, I say kick it back and let them know. Get woke, go broke. We're sick of this stuff. I just want to play a game where I fight dragons, you know? And if you want to do relationships and people are gay, whatever. Listen, some people are dudes and they like dudes. Some people are ladies and they like ladies, okay? What you do in the privacy of your own home, you do, okay? If in a video game, you want to make it representative and possible, like Baldur's Gate, I got no problem with that. But when you ham-fist in psychotic, deranged cult lectures, then I got a problem with your game. But you know what? I tell you this. For the most part, I say, if you want to make a woke game, I just won't buy it. Fine, go ahead. But in that regard, I hope no one buys it. I hope y'all don't play it. And let them know. This is not the first time BioWare's done stupid things like this. So whatever, dudes. You reap what you sow. I'll wrap it up there. We got more segments coming up today. Smash that like button. Share the show with everyone you know. And we will see you all in the next segment.